Welcome. In this video, we're going to integrate x to the fourth e to the negative x. And by now we've discussed, that is, if you're following along in my Canvas course, you've seen the strategy for picking your u. You want to start by looking at the logarithmic functions, then inverse trig, next algebraic functions, next trig functions, and then finally exponential functions. So for logarithms, think ln of x. For inverse trig, think sine inverse of x. For algebraic, something like x squared. For trig, say cosine x. And then for exponential, say e to the x or 2 to the x. So that should give you an idea of what kind of choices you're making. First, the ones on top have priority. So pick these first for your u, and then go down the list and see what else is potentially available before picking u. So looking at this list in front of us, which should be my u? The x to the fourth or the e to the x? Is it a logarithm? No. Let's keep going. Do I have any inverse trigs? Nope. Do I have something algebraic? I do. X to the fourth is algebraic, so I'm going to stop here. I no longer need to look further down on this table. Let's take u equals x to the fourth. So u equals x to the fourth, and my dv is equal to e to the negative x dx. Now, before applying integration by parts, I'm going to stress that this is an example where you want to use a table. If you don't use a table, you're going to have to apply integration by parts 4 times, which is a pain. So let's use a table. So I have x to the fourth as my u, e to the negative x is my dv. So we take derivatives of u. So this is 4x cubed. This is 12x squared, 24x, 24, and 0. Since the fifth derivative of x to the fourth is 0, I've confirmed my suspicions that I can use a table for integration by parts, since the tabular method will not work if your choice of u doesn't at some point have a derivative of 0. So now let's find antiderivatives for e to the negative x. I have negative e to the negative x. I have negative times a negative, so positive e to the negative x. Then another negative e to the negative x, e to the negative x, and then negative e to the negative x. Now on my first empty spot here, ignoring this corner, so we write nothing in this corner, I'm going to write a plus sign, then minus, plus, minus, plus. Now I can connect the dots. X to the fourth times negative e to the x times a positive. That term is going to be negative x to the fourth e to the negative x. Next we have 4x cubed times e to the negative x times the negative. So again, I'm going to have another negative. And then 4x cubed e to the negative x. Next, 12x squared times negative e to the x times a positive. And now before I write this down, I'm going to suggest you pause this video and you finish connecting the dots here. And then finish writing out the rest of this antiderivative. Don't forget your plus c. All right, you should end up with negative x to the fourth times e to the negative x, negative 4x cubed times e to the negative x. And this we already did together. Independently, you should have negative 12x squared e to the negative x, negative 24x e to the negative x, and 24 e to the negative x, and then plus your constant. I hope this video was helpful.